Welcome to another episode of Podcast with Strangers. I'm so glad you're here. Today, and on every episode, we will talk to random strangers about communal experiences we all go through in life. From the happiest days to heartaches, Podcast with Strangers opens up about the highs and lows of everyday life while providing stories and advice from the different people we find on the street. A podcast that brings people together, one stranger at a time. In today's episode, we talk to our strangers about Thanksgiving and dive into what our guests are most thankful for. We hope you enjoy this special episode of Podcast with Strangers. Happy Thanksgiving! Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Podcast with Strangers, episode number 2. And today's episode is sponsored by Page One Cafe and Bar. Today's episode is Thanksgiving themed. So, our first guest today is a complete stranger who is coincidentally in my single camera class, and I did not even know it until now because we always wear masks. And our guest's name is?
I'm Tatum.
Tatum, welcome to Podcast with Strangers.
Thank you
for being on our second episode.
Thank you. I didn't know that. This is very exciting.
This is exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited to have you here, and I'm excited to get to know you. So, Tatum and I go to the same exact university, and we have the same exact class, but I did not know until about 2 minutes ago when my producer said, hey, that's Tatum. So it's nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Today we're asking our strangers a question related to Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is just around the corner. When's Thanksgiving, Sheridan?
Is it on? Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Okay, it's more sooner than I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
Monday. So today we're asking a question, and the question is, who are you most thankful for in your life and why?
Well, first person that came to my mind was my sister.
Nice.
I have an identical twin. Her name is Taylor. She's my best friend.
Identical? You guys look exactly the same?
Yeah.
Does she go to Ryerson?
No. She goes to Guelph for psychology.
That's very different programs.
Yeah, super different.
It's media production
and psychology, yeah.
Wow, okay.
She is not interested in film, but I was like, whatever.
Nice.
Which sucks, because I wish we could have been like a cool screenwriting duo.
I know, you guys
like
would've been
like the Russo brothers or something. That would have been
so cool.
But,
what's your last name?
Mackey.
Mackey.
Yeah.
Taylor Mackey. Oh, the Mackey sisters. Ooh.
I know. That would have been cool.
Fudge.
The Mackey twins. That would have been so
So
fun.
why are you so thankful for her?
She's my best friend, and she always makes me laugh like when I need it. Like nobody else makes me laugh like she can.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always there for me whenever I need to just talk to someone. And I don't know, twins have such a different bond than other siblings.
Yeah,
it's really hard to explain sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm always thankful for her.
Yeah, I always wondered, the twins just have a special connection, and I don't understand it,
Yeah.
because I am not that close with my siblings. I can never be that close to my siblings. I find that very strange to be that close to your siblings.
Yeah.
But when twins are together, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
they look so happy together.
Yeah,
But-
I went to school with a lot of twins in elementary school and high school, but none of them were as close as my sister and I. I think we were the only identical ones in our grade, but there was 4 other sets of twins.
How many
that were
times have you guys
fraternal.
switched classes?
Never. But I wanted to. I
should send her
wanted
here
to
one
try
day.
it once on April Fool's, and everyone kind of knew what we were doing, and it was grade 8, so everyone knew us by then and could tell us apart, and I was like, oh. But I want to so bad, but it'd be a pretty far commute, and it's okay.
I don't think it's worth it.
We look a little different now. She has curtain bangs, so we don't look
Who
anymore.
else are you thankful for?
My parents, my dog.
Your dog.
I'm really thankful for my dog. His name is Duke. He's an 11-year-old golden retriever. I feel like that's just important for everyone to know. No, I thought that was,
That would have been so coincidental.
That would have been really cool.
Well, I'm happy that you have someone in your life like your sister. Is there anyone else that has changed your life that doesn't know it though? Someone that's really changed your life, but they don't even know it, and you've never told them.
Honestly, I would say one of my best friends, Sienna. I think you guys know who Sienna Armstrong. You guys know who she is.
Yep. Have you've never told her though?
I don't think so. I think she knows, but I don't know if she Is that Abby? Hi,
Is that Abby?
Yeah.
Hi, Abby.
I don't know if she knows, but we met last year. We didn't talk very much at first, and then when we started talking, I was like, oh my god, she's kind of my person, one of just my people.
You watch Grey's?
Watch Grey's Anatomy? No.
Okay.
Is that a thing on Grey's?
Yep.
Yeah, she's someone that she gets along with my sister too, which is great. That's kind of that's usually
You guys
a
go to
deal
school together?
breaker with my friend Sienna.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in this program.
Did you go to high school together?
No.
Oh, and already she's close with your sister?
Yeah, she that's kind of a deal breaker with my friends. If they're not friends with my sister, I'm okay, I'm like, I can make it work unless they don't like her. I'm like, okay, now get out of here. But like, she's so easy to talk to and easy to be around, and I don't know, she's always there for me. And I'm like, I haven't had a friend like that in a long time besides my sister. So I'm like, I really appreciate her. If she's watching, I love you, Sienna. But
and then our last question is, you said that you're thankful for your parents. Is there anything, if they're watching, you'd want to tell them that you haven't told them yet? Like how thankful you are, or like something that you just hope they understand or know. It can be something like, hey, I wish you said I love you more, or it can be, or I love you so much.
It's getting deep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you weren't kidding.
Oh yeah, dude, we have people crying on this podcast.
Oh wow, that's good.
Me.
Oh, you.
Yeah. Is there anything you tell your parents?
I tell them I love them like every day, because you never know what can happen.
Yep.
And I worry about that all the time. I worry about them, but they're good, and you guys know I love you. So, but I've told my mom this. This probably sounds weird, but like I've told my parents that I not only love you guys, but I also like you guys. Not everyone likes their parents, but you kind of love your parents, right?
Love and like, that's two different things.
I like my parents too. Like I would actually, if they're like, you want to hang out, I'd be like, I guess, yeah. It's not like no, I'm good. I'm just gonna run out and be by myself. It's like no, I do want to spend time with them and I enjoy their company. Sometimes parents drive you crazy, but I drive them crazy and I love them. So
that's sweet. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And thank you for being on our podcast as our second guest of our second episode. Great.
I feel very thankful to be here. This is so fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
we are thankful to have you here as our first guest today.
I'm thankful that you're thankful for having me.
Stop being thankful. I'm so thankful that you're thankful about me being thankful.
Yeah.
Any more thankfulness?
I think that's it. I think
all
I'm
right.
good for now. Thanks, guys.
Second guest is Abby. Abby's actually friends with Tatum.
Yeah.
And also goes to my program.
Yeah.
And also is
a hater of food basics.
A hater of food basics. Abby, today we're asking our guests for Thanksgiving, who are they most thankful for and why?
Oh man, that's so difficult. There's so many people watching. If I don't say their name,
I know.
then,
They're gonna be like, Abby, what Abby?
I would say definitely the friends that I've made, like first year university, because even though it was online, a lot of people like reached out and were like, oh, like, hey, we're in the same program and blah, blah, blah. And I think it made that year of being like at home doing classes a lot better. Like you felt a lot less like confined in your parents' home, and I'm an only child, so that was extra. I wouldn't say depressing, but just
a little more lonely.
Yeah.
If you're stuck inside all day and have no one to talk to.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful for my parents because they're the ones currently paying my rent down here.
Yeah. I know that's expensive.
Yeah, but it's definitely like when you meet people who make your like you're not stressed when you're with them. You don't feel like you have to pretend when you're with them. You know what I mean? And when they say like you go to university and you're gonna meet people who are just like you, they really mean that. They're not exaggerating.
I know,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Because when you're in high school, it's like a bunch of people in different interests.
Yeah.
But like when I got here, there's like there's something I can relate to with everyone because we all love cameras or we all love audio. Like it's funny to talk about like cameras and audio, but like it's such a niche.
Like in high school, if you were part of like AV club or whatever, especially like you'll see this in the movies, that's the nerd club or like that's like, the
now
dorks.
we're just a bunch of nerds, all of us.
Yeah, but like we're like the cool nerds,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Your parents pay for your rent, so I'm guessing you have a good relationship with them?
Yeah, I have a really good relationship. See, that's the upside of having no siblings is that I get all of their attention and all their money. I'm kidding.
Do you wish you had siblings?
I do actually. For a long time, I was like asking my parents, and it was just not in the cards for our.
Your parents.
Yeah, I was like, give me a sibling, but it wasn't in the cards for our family, which it's fine. It worked out. We got a dog. We love her. She's basically another.
What type of dog?
Dalmatian. Her name's Delilah.
Delilah
Yeah.
and. Delilah and Duke.
Yeah.
Best friends for life.
Yeah.
That's great. And is there anyone who has changed your life that doesn't know it? That just like you haven't told them yet, or like that now that you're thinking about it, you're like, you know what? That girl really changed my life.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like every person that I've met, like even you right now, is slowly shaping my future. Just because, like, when I think about who I was like when I was a kid versus how I am now, Like I used to love bedtime stories and stuff. My parents would read me stories every night. And now I'm in media production and it's all about storytelling.
Yeah.
This is about storytelling right now. So it's kind of like there's not one specific person, but more so I'm like so grateful for everybody who's entered my life, if that makes sense.
So out of everyone that's been in your life, who was the most memorable? Like that person that just you remember
Lord.
so much. Like you haven't talked to them in 5 years, but you're like, you know what, that guy or that girl, I wonder how he or she is doing right now, or they.
God, gotta like dig through my memories right now. I don't know. I feel like I block out a lot of like negative events in my life, so I wonder how some of my middle school friends are doing, because I only spent like 2 years of school with them, because it was like grade 7 and 8.
Did you move around a lot?
No. I had like grade 1 to 6 at one school, and then I went to another middle school, and then went to high school. So like the girls I grew up with in elementary and middle school, they were all dancers, and I was kind of like an art kid, like visual art kid.
Yep.
And they never made me feel excluded or anything. They always taught me like their little dance tricks and would bring me to their like bring a friend class or whatever, which was really nice. But we lost touch, and I don't know. I think about them sometimes.
You still talk?
We follow each other on Instagram, but we don't really. There's nothing to talk about. You
should
know?
text them one day.
Oh God.
Not now, not here. When you're at home
Okay.
and you're thinking straight.
Yeah.
And I'm not peer pressuring you.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Connect with like old people, even if it's just hey, I hope you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Is there anyone else you're thankful for? You'd like to give them a shout out and say, hey, thankful for you, love you.
I don't know. Shout out to my mom, because if she doesn't get a shout out, she's gonna kill me. Shout out to
Your dad.
oh yeah, my dad. No, he knows. He knows I love
He
him.
knows.
Yeah,
okay,
he knows.
Good. Your dog.
My dog, and who am I currently obsessed with? Tom Holland. If you're watching,
Yes, Tom. Please be on our podcast.
like I get that Zendaya is hot, but like, come on, dude, right here.
This is true. I agree.
Thank you.
Oh, and that new girl, that not new girl, but that girl from Squid Game.
Yes,
Oh.
I know who you're talking about.
Lord,
I
Jesus
love her.
have
She's
mercy.
so pretty.
She's so pretty.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if she's watching too, I doubt she's watching, but please, Tom Holland and her.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for being on our podcast today.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Our third guest is here today, and your name is?
My name is Lisa.
Lisa.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Lisa.
Nice to meet you too.
My name is Matt.
Nice to
That
meet
is
you,
Sheridan.
Matt. Hi, Sheridan.
Sheridan and Matt. Today we're asking our questions. It's a question based around Thanksgiving, since Thanksgiving is this Monday.
Okay.
But before we get into that question, our first question to you is, what has been the most difficult experience you've ever had?
Wow, we're really just jumping right into it, hey? Okay. Probably when my brother passed away. That was got to be one of the hardest things I've done.
I'm so sorry for your
That's
loss.
okay. That's all right. I mean, it was 4 years ago, but I still really haven't gotten over it.
Mhm.
Let alone try to open up and talk about it with other people
Mhm.
yet. So,
it's
that's something
still
I'm working
pretty fresh, I would say. 4
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah. It was
You were in the ninth grade.
ninth grade. I would
ninth
say
grade.
ninth grade when I had it happen, and it was like just like the way it happened. It was very sort of like just sudden,
Mhm.
and it was hard to deal with. But
Oh yeah, I would.
doing better now. It's still
Yeah.
hard to talk about, but we'll get there. You know.
Mhm.
So
May I ask how he passed?
he drunk driving accident. So he
Oh.
was the person that got hit. Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
That's
I
okay.
know I lost my mom when I was 3 years old.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
So I know, because still, like, for you especially, it'd be fresh in your mind.
Mhm.
But yeah, my next question was going to be, what's the scariest experience? But I would say that would be scariest as well. Because, you know,
I wouldn't say the scariest. I would say the hardest, but I wouldn't say the scariest.
what would be your scariest
My
experience?
scariest was moving here.
Oh,
for
really?
sure.
Where are you moving?
I'm from Alberta, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm out from far, but it was scary because.
Wait. So you've been to Banff National Park?
Sorry, of course I've been to Banff. I lived an hour away from Banff.
I'm so jealous right now.
It's so beautiful.
All my friends go and they just bring me like jars of water.
It's
They're like, "Here you go."
gorgeous. It's like one of the best
That
places
is
on
so
earth.
your backyard is Banff.
Yeah, my backyard is Banff. I
That
just
is
like if
so
I want to
cool.
go, it's like 20 minutes out. It's really
That's-
nice.
So you're here alone.
I am, yeah. So my parents
Mm.
dropped me off, I think, like September 8th, I want to
Mhm.
say, and then from there I've kind of just been on my own.
And
but
you're on Ryerson residence?
yeah, I'm in Ilk, so 10th
Nice.
floor.
So have you made any friends? Are you-
Love my floor.
Yeah?
I love my floor. I could talk about them all day. They're like
Aw,
just some of the
that's
greatest
so
people I've
nice.
met. So
Yeah,
it's been
we never got the well, we live in Toronto, so we
Right.
don't really do res.
Okay.
But it looked fun. Was there like parties and stuff? Well, COVID.
Well, I wouldn't say parties. We just do a lot of game nights
but that's fun.
and stuff, which is really fun. Like yesterday, we played like Jackbox, Drawful.
That's fun.
I can't really do my homework though, because I'll go in and I'll say
Yeah.
hi for 10 minutes,
That's
and then
yeah.
and then I'll disappear for 3 hours. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh great, I
Hey,
guess
but
I'll
that's
just.
first year.
Yeah, I
fuck
know. That's
off
what
a
my
bit.
RA says. She's like, just all
Yeah,
good. You're
fuck
just
off a
first year.
bit. Who cares?
Yeah, it's fun though. I love everyone I've met so far, and I love the city. It's
So-
been fun.
I feel like when someone passes in your life, you start to realize how grateful you are, thankful
Mhm.
for you for other. Like it's just like an epiphany. You're just like, I
Mhm.
need to be more grateful. Because last week we had a guest who was just like, you never know when it's gonna end.
Yeah.
So live and tell people you love them when you love them. So
Mhm.
my question is, who are you most thankful for in your life?
Who I'm most thankful for in my life? Oh, that's really hard. Right now, it's gonna go back to it, but I would have to say the friends I've met here and my floor mates, because like in the past like 4 weeks that I have lived here and met them, I have opened up more to them than I have with anyone back home,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of nice to have like that strong
What
sense.
about them makes you want to open up so easily?
I
'Cause
think
I'd be
sorry.
really scared to like.
I think I just feel really safe around them, if I'm
That's
honest
a
with
really
you.
nice feeling.
Yeah, it is.
To feel safe when you say something.
It feels like in the best way to describe it, like, oh, I hope none of them watch this, because I'm gonna get so sappy and they're gonna be like, you're a loser.
I hope they do. We want reviews.
I would say like it just feels nice to like know all of them and know that we all come from different areas, and
Mhm.
so I can share how much I want to share, and I can share how much I don't want to share.
Mhm.
So it's nice to sort of open up to them, because I can be whoever I want here. They don't
Mhm.
know who I was back in Alberta.
That's so true. Yep.
Mhm.
It's like when you talk to your work colleagues about something.
Yeah.
Like the likeliness of them going out of their way to find someone in your circle and tell them, oh, she told me this.
Yeah.
That's
like,
why you
it's-
open up more to your work colleagues.
Yeah, and it's just like a fresh start for everyone. So I
Mhm.
feel like I get more of an opportunity to chat with everyone here. So-
So is there anyone in your life that has changed the course of your life, or is that such a significant change in your life but doesn't know it yet and you haven't told yet? Would you say it was those people that you've met over the past 4 weeks?
I would say they helped me change, but I wouldn't say they changed the course of my life. It
Who's
would-
that like one person that changed, like such a significant person in your life?
I guess it would have to be my brother when he
Mm.
passed away, because I like every decision I've made, he's had some sort of impact on it. Even coming here, it was just like him in the back of my head. So I would say like there's a lot of factors that he played.
How old
into
was
it.
he when he passed?
He was 19. So
And you're 18?
I want to say I was like
How old are you now?
I'm 19. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like 14, 15, I think.
Yeah.
So like
So did this help your relationship with your parents? Did you guys grow closer or further apart? Because I know with me, when my mom passed away, I felt like it brought me and my siblings further apart, because it's like something we didn't want to talk about.
right. Yeah.
Especially in immigrants families, like it's kind of like taboo to be talking about like how your feelings are.
Yeah.
So like, what would you tell your parents that you haven't told them yet? I don't think they're gonna watch from Alberta, but
That's all good.
if they were watching, what's something that you'd want them to know that they don't know? Just in general, maybe if
Stop holding me on such a short leash, man.
Yeah.
I feel like no, I really am grateful for them, but I feel like with him passing, it's been very like sort of like holding on to me as tight as they can, just so they don't feel that sense of loss anymore. Like they have like tried numerous times to sabotage me trying to get here, trying to convince people to make me stay in Alberta, not move to Toronto. And even now I still get calls from them like 6 times out of the day. Like,
Is it out of love, or is it they're just scared to lose another?
I think it's a bit of both, but I would say it's more they're scared to lose another person.
Mhm.
So it's kind of I understand where they're coming from, but also like it's draining to have to do that every day and sort of feel like the more they're holding, the more I feel like I'm getting pushed away. If that makes sense.
It's draining
More
on
kinda-
them, but it must be draining on you too, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you feel like even though you're miles away from them, you still feel like you haven't had the chance to grow here because of that?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Because they're miles away from you, but do you still feel like you haven't had the chance to grow?
No, I've had tons of chances to grow here, and I think it's mostly due to them not being here is the reason why I was able to.
Yeah, a lot of people when they move out, they like get this new sense of freedom, and they're just like, wow,
I
I needed
was,
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was definitely going a little nuts the first couple weeks I was here. Like I was just like saying yes to everything. If my friends are asking, I was like, yeah, I'll go do this with you.
Yeah.
I've learned to like simmer that down a bit, but like it's nice to have that freedom, and like it's nice to like slowly like refer to this place as your home, you know.
Anyways, okay. Our final question is there anyone else you're thankful for that you want to just give them a shout out?
My sister, probably.
Oh, you have more siblings.
I do. I have a little
Beautiful.
sister who's 11.
Aww.
And can't keep talking about my floor mates. They're gonna rip on me if I keep talking about them. But
They know.
Yeah.
They know.
The friends I've met here too in other residencies like Pitt, DCC, they're pretty great. Yeah, you can't. It's hard to come up with it when you're
Yeah, I
asked on
know.
the spot.
Well,
So
yeah.
I'll get there.
Well, it's beautiful. Thank you for opening up today. I feel like a lot of people are going to resonate with what you said, or those who've lost loved ones, especially during like holidays and stuff. It gets especially hard because it's just
Yeah.
like you're so used to this routine every single year. When that time of the year comes around, like okay, yeah, and then your routine changes. It's
For
like this
sure.
sudden shock.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are going to resonate with that. And thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to let you go and get back to class
Yeah,
on
no
time.
worries. Thank you.
And
Thank
yeah.
you for asking me to be a part of this.
Oh, dude, I
I
get
really
so scared
appreciate it.
asking people, and she's like, just, of course it's gonna happen. They're gonna
Don't
say no.
even stress it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
Beautiful.
big city. No one cares.
I know exactly. That's what she's been saying. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello, nice to be here.
Hello. This is our fourth guest for today, and I did not catch your name. Your name is
Lee.
Lee, and you're professor.
I am a professor at the University of Toronto, yes.
And you're Professor Revers.
That's correct.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yep, you did.
Professor Revers, thank you for being on our podcast today.
It's a pleasure.
It's
An unexpected pleasure.
yeah, it's something new. Trying something new.
Absolutely.
So today we're asking our guests, it's a Thanksgiving episode today. So, we oftentimes ask people, what are you thankful for on Thanksgiving? A lot of people don't celebrate, but we still ask this question. But we don't usually say experiences, and we don't usually say, events we're thankful for events that have happened. So what are you thankful for, an event that you're thankful for that you've overcame? Is there an event in your life that you've overcame that you're thankful for overcoming?
Dealing with my father's death, yes.
Yes, and when
That's a pretty serious one, I'd say.
when did he pass away?
During COVID, last year in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big event in my life.
Was it from COVID?
No, it wasn't, although he was on a respirator, interestingly. But it wasn't COVID, they found out. So that was a difficult time. And it has been a difficult time because I haven't been able to travel back to the UK.
Oh, so
And-
you weren't able to attend? any
Yeah, and then
funeral.
just this last week I was able to travel. So I went to see my mother. And so if I was thinking retroactively about things, I'd be thankful for that trip.
Mhm.
Yeah, and sort of going through that experience
Mhm.
and working through it.
What-
So that's a pretty existential
Yeah.
answer to the question,
That's
actually.
I think that's it is. It's thankful.
But it's
Those
what's
small
on my
things.
mind, so there we
Yeah.
go.
What are you most thankful for in life right now?
My health, to be frank. I turned 51 this year, and you start to become more concerned about health. So if I was thankful about things, I'm still in pretty good health. That would be my number one priority. I'm thankful for having a terrific job. I'm thankful for having some very great students that I get to teach. So there's quite a few things, I suppose. I'm thankful I'm in a fantastic relationship with my partner.
That's beautiful. How long have you been together?
25 years.
Wow! Congratulations
So,
on
yeah,
25.
So I sound like a quite thankful person, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, you do. You sound very thankful.
But yeah, I mean, not
Ah.
everything's perfect, but it's a very good life right now. So yeah, you could, if I was reflecting on those things, I think what a lucky guy I am. And then I think, what else am I thankful for? I'm thankful for science. I'm a scientist, right?
Yes.
I'm thankful for the incredible efforts of the scientific community to advance the vaccination in record time.
Now, for those watching, there are a lot of people who haven't got the vaccine, of course, and if it's for health reasons, I understand. But there are a lot of people that are not doing it just out of, just suspicions and. What would, as a
vaccine
scientist?
I'm biased, aren't I? Vaccine hesitancy. I can, I think even when I took the vaccine, I had that moment of hesitancy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't like needles, right? But it's about realizing that what you feel maybe is not necessarily correct. right? Sometimes we feel things, but actually, if you think about it, it's irrational, right? So I think the fear is largely irrational. I mean, this is one of the safest treatments that's ever been administered. I mean, we've had tens of millions of doses that have been administered very safely. It's an extraordinary success. I think we'll look back in the future and go, that was amazing how fast science responded to that and how quickly we're able to react. I just encourage people not to worry so much about that stuff. I think there's a fear, isn't there, of science, but if you look at your daily life, science has improved it, so immensely, right? We all use our phones every day. They wouldn't work without quantum theory kind of operating, all these electrons running around in your phone, right? We don't sort of question that, right? So, I'd trust the science more if I were them. But I spent most of my life studying it. Yeah. So it's a bit like there's some faith there. Yeah. And some people say it's a religion. It's but it's a religion with facts. Right, so I had faith in all of the teams that were working to develop that product, and I've been fine. I think the day after I got the vaccine, I felt a bit.
Everyone was a little wonky.
Little wonky. That's a good sign. That means your immune system's responding. But I haven't had any issues after that. So I think don't worry too much. People panic about those things.
Get vaxxed, guys.
Get vaxxed.
Get vaccinated.
It's not so bad, really. Seriously.
So, is there anyone that has in your life that has changed your life significantly but doesn't know it yet, or you haven't told?
That I haven't told. No, I think I've got to the point, perhaps I'm old enough, to have gone around and told people that they've influenced me a great deal. I mean, just recently, when I was visiting the UK, I had the opportunity to go back to my old school. Just by chance, I saw this email inviting me back to a school reunion, from when I was like 18 years old, and I thought I'd go. And I ran into two of the professors or the teachers that taught me, and so I did tell them. I said, it made a huge difference to my life, and I wouldn't be doing what I do today if you hadn't taught me. So I was able to communicate to them my thanks. That was great. But I think I've managed to tell people, mostly.
And 25 years with his name I forget.
Oh, Kamla, my partner. Yeah.
Yeah, Kamla.
Kamla.
Oh, like Kamala Harris?
Yeah, very similar to that.
Very similar.
Yeah.
And 25 years together, so you've learned a couple things here and there about relationships, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I suppose we have.
Dude, 25 years of being with him, what do you think is the most, for those out there, in relationships, having issues with relationships, what would you say?
Oh my. Why are we successful?
Yeah, what makes you guys successful? 25 years is a long time.
It is, isn't it?
When did you guys meet? You met when you were 25, probably.
Yeah, well, I'm 51 now, so that's about right, isn't it? Yeah, about 26. Yeah, I came to Canada in 1996, and I met him shortly after. So, what are the tips? I think it's being able to learn about yourself and realize that sometimes when you're having an argument, you're wrong. That even in the heat of the moment, you think, I'll feel different about this tomorrow. Because I'm always going through those things where I feel like I want to break up with him or something, or have one of those relationship-ending arguments. And I always, at the back of my mind, go, you know what? I'll feel different about this when I wake up tomorrow morning.
Sleep on it.
So sleep on it, which everyone knows that, I think, but it's quite hard to actually operate on.
Emotions get the best of you sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, what I've been saying the past few days is when you point the finger at one person, 3 fingers are pointing back at you.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. It often is you that's in the wrong as well, and it's hard to deal with that. And I know I'm wrong lots of times. But yeah, the following morning you do feel different. You go, gosh, actually, I love this person. It's amazing how inconsistent your thought process is. Like the night before, the day after. You feel different. So you have to be patient. And I think, people want to pull the trigger on stuff so quickly, right? So it's learning to back down, I think. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Being very accepting of each other. I mean, we're very different people too. I picked someone who's not at all like me. Maybe that's a good thing.
Opposites attract.
Oh,
That's
they always
science.
say- yes, yeah,
That's
yeah.
science.
Complementarity in some way, I guess. So yeah, it's tough. It's
Uh-huh.
not easy. I think people seem to think it's going to be easy. Relationships are really hard, and they're ongoing. It never ends, in that sense. You keep working at it.
Mhm.
So yeah, we have arguments all the time. But
Wow.
it's cool.
Thanksgiving is around the corner. I know you don't celebrate it, but
Well,
I-
Well, you know what? Now you've made me want to celebrate it.
Yeah.
So
just
I
be
think
it's an excuse to have turkey.
So I'm gonna go to the supermarket and buy some fresh produce and then cook a fantastic meal on Monday. I'll do that on Monday.
Show
yeah.
him that. Show how much you appreciate him.
Yeah. Well, I think it might be a joint effort because he's quite good in the kitchen.
Hey, but cooking takes science as well.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of science
Absolutely.
behind it.
I'm good with things like making a stock from scratch.
Oh.
Like cooking, and the whole place at home will smell of this delicious chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're cooking, it's fantastic. Stock's a great thing to try. So perhaps we will do that. That'd be fun for a day. But yeah, I don't normally celebrate it because it's not. Well, I mean, it's obviously a holiday here in Canada, but I wasn't brought up with that. So.
Yeah. Well, this is. Have you? So is this the first time in the holiday season you're going to be spending it without your dad?
Yes.
First Christmas?
Sorry, no, because he died. Sorry, no, not the first Christmas. It'll be the second Christmas coming up. But I wasn't able to go to the UK, so it's weird not seeing family. So I'm sure lots of your viewers will recollect. They're not being able to see family members. Many people have family members in other parts of the country or in other countries, and it's been isolating.
Do you find a more, especially during the holiday times, it gets tough when you lose a loved one. So do you have a newfound gratefulness or thankfulness towards your mom and your dad?
Yes, I think it makes you reevaluate your life and what people have contributed to you and what they give to you, because especially when something's taken away, right? So you start thinking about, in this case, my father, but I mean, I'm sure it happens for every family member. If you have to go through that process of losing someone, you spend a lot of time thinking about it, and then of course what's left is your memories of them, because that really is all that's left. Maybe some mementos and some material things they left behind, but really it's your memories. So I've spent quite a lot of time reflecting on those and thinking about how it's changed me, hopefully to be a better person. So you become much more thankful for that. But it's a bit too late. What I would recommend is talk to your family members while they're still here. I wish I'd done more of that, because now I can't.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice to anyone.
So come check them out on 106 Mutual Street.
Today's episode of Podcast for Strangers is sponsored by Page One Cafe. The reason we love Page One Cafe is because you can come in the morning and grab a nice coffee, and then you can come later with your group of friends and grab an alcoholic beverage. They also have gluten-free and vegan options, which is great for a large audience. And yeah, they're pretty great people inside. Come check them out.
Ditto. Back to the episode. And our fifth guest for today is
Jacob.
Jacob. Thank you for being on Podcast
No
with
problem.
Strangers. Today's episode is it's based on Thanksgiving, since Thanksgiving is this Monday.
Okay.
And oftentimes whenever Thanksgiving rolls around, we always say, I'm thankful for this person, that person, whoever it may be.
Sure.
But we're asking today, what are you thankful for overcoming in your life?
Oof, that's tough.
Like a big event or some type of event that you've overcame, and you're just so thankful that you were able to do it, and you're thankful for yourself.
So I think that's a tough question, but I think for me, so I went to school in the United Kingdom for a while, and luckily when I first got there, I was 300 pounds. So I was quite overweight, like extensively. And I ended up losing a bunch of that weight, and then happened to see a doctor who told me I had a stomach tumor. If I didn't lose the weight, never would have found it, probably would have been a bad thing. So got really lucky there. So that was like big for me, like thankful to overcome that.
Stomach, I was not expecting that.
No,
So you
crazy,
lost the
eh?
weight, and then you just went in for a checkup, and
and they were like, we never would have spotted it otherwise, and so they were.
And when this was how many years ago?
So this would have been 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
And you got it operated out?
Yeah, everything was good. They were
That's
like,
good.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that
Well,
went
I appreciate
great.
it.
So how about right now in your current life, what are you most thankful for?
I guess just like the ability to live downtown, have like decent friends, get through the pandemic. Obviously, it's been quite like a trying time for I think everybody. So for me especially, like it's kind of nice to have like a good supportive friend group, family around, all that kind of stuff.
So I guarantee the process of losing 300. How much pounds did you lose?
110.
Wow, that's congratulations.
Thank you.
That must have not been easy.
No, for sure. It was like I think it's more or less like you kind of know you have to at some point, and so for me it was just like
What
take the
sparked it
time.
though? Was there like an event? that
Honestly,
sparked it?
nothing. I figured I was in a different country. I was like, wouldn't it be fun to like shock people when I came home? And that was kind of like my motivation. There was nothing like specific that.
What was the hardest part of that journey?
The hardest part would probably be just like the getting into like a consistent rhythm, sort of. I guess I would say that would be. It's definitely like a tough.
So you're
thing.
breaking old habits.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
guessing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do your parents live in the United Kingdom, or do they live here and you just moved there?
No, so I moved there right out of high school. I just figured like it was funny actually. I wanted most people's ambition when it comes to like going abroad or whatever would be to get a degree. For me, it was like I didn't want to start university yet, and I was like they start a month later, so wouldn't it be fun to go over there a month later? And then I was like law sounds cool, so then I did that and it worked out pretty great. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the basic question every Thanksgiving. That's who are you thankful for? So what would you say? Who are you thankful for in your life right now?
Well, I got some great parents and I got some really great friends, as I was saying before. So, I mean, I'm really thankful to them. I'm thankful to just to like have a great group of friends around me that I can rely on for, hanging out or when I need them, etc.
Good relationship with your parents?
Yeah, for sure. My mom and dad are divorced, so I talk to them quite often, and I get to see both of them, which is kind of great. So.
And they live in Toronto?
My mom lives in Toronto. My dad lives in London. So.
London, Ontario.
Ontario, not
Okay.
England. Yeah.
And how old were you when they got divorced?
When I was 1, so I don't know any different. Yeah. So luckily for me, I don't know difference.
No
which is
real. Yeah. So you don't know the difference between.
great. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
How scary was it when you found out about that? What was your first thought when they told you that? Would you say that's the scariest experience you've gone through in life?
No, the scariest experience I've went through in life, I can get back to that if you want, but the scariest experience I went through actually happened 4 days ago.
Okay.
If you want me to dive into that.
Yes, dive in.
So the other day, I do every week, I go to, I'm getting back from the gym in my building, around the corner, and I was going back up to my floor, and the elevator starts going up, and I was like, great, this is fine. Suddenly, I get to 2 floors before my floor, elevator stops, starts rapidly falling. And I was like, I'm dead, for sure dead. There's no way I'm surviving.
Did you lie down flat?
Dead. No, because I was like, I'm dead, I'm f***ed. So, so then I was like, I don't know what to do, I guess, whatever, life's over. Elevator dramatically stops, out of a goddamn movie, starts bungee cording, I fly up and down. I was like, this is great. Then, anyways, I got trapped for 2 hours, called the help phone. The lady on the help phone was like, let me connect your mother to the elevator in case anything happens. I'm like, how about we say you're gonna be fine? Ever heard of that? That'd be cool.
So her first thing, okay, let me call your mom.
Yeah.
Let's make sure you say goodbye to her
Yeah.
first. That's.
She's like, let me connect your mother over the intercom in case anything happens.
Did she?
Oh yeah, best part about, and I'm thinking oh great, that's cool. That's what you want to hear when
Yeah.
you're stuck in an elevator 26 floors above the ground. I want to hear, let me connect to your mom in case anything happens. But no, she does that. Best part of the whole story is that the front desk lady eventually realizes that I'm trapped in this elevator, and because she sees me on the camera,
Yeah.
and she's like, are you okay? But by doing so, she cuts my mom off. So now my mom thinks I've fallen 26 floors to my death, which is fantastic.
She spam texting you?
Oh, she just drove down to Toronto and was like, what the f- just happened? So I was like, that's cool.
Lawsuit?
No.
Should.
I know.
You took law?
I probably could.
could.
I'm not going to because
Easily.
like they'll probably kick me out of the building. Just
That's, yeah.
not down.
You like your building?
I do.
You're never going to take this elevator ever again?
No, see, funny enough, I was like, when I got out of the elevator, I was kissing the ground. I'm like, this is the greatest feeling of all
Yeah.
time. And then the next day, I was like, I'll definitely take the stairs. And then I got up to like 21 floors, and I'm like, I'm not taking the stairs anymore. Screw this.
Yeah.
And I got back in the elevator. I was like,
That
"That's
is a
fine."
unique, scary experience.
It was wild.
We were just on the elevator a couple days ago, and we were like planning out what we would do if we were to drop.
Trust me. you
Lay
don't
flat,
wanna-
man. Lay
Yeah,
flat.
see, the thing is, I've seen a TikTok about that, about like laying flat on the ground, and I've thought to myself, like, in the moment, you're just like, I'm dead. Like, you don't
Yeah,
think about, like, you're
true.
not like, oh, if I lay on the ground, maybe I'll break one less bone.
Yeah,
like, that's not happening. Doesn't go
sure.
through your head.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy you came through that
I
experience.
appreciate it, yeah.
Strictly, I think you should, strongly, you should sue them.
No, the thing is it would be so long, and by the time I saw anything from it, it wouldn't be worth
That's
it.
true, that's
Yeah.
true.
As
Well,
great as it would be.
Jacob, thank you for being on our podcast.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having
I'm glad
me.
the elevator did not crash to your death.
You and me both. But if I ever go through another round of an elevator experience like that, I'll make sure to lie flat on my back.
Yep, and let me know. Let me know.
Will do.
Thank you, Jacob, and happy Thanksgiving.
I appreciate it, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.